we got our first look at the CW's newest superhero show, Black Lightning. I'm Sasha Perlraver, and this is Screen Junkies News. We've known we'd be getting actor Cress Williams as the superhero Black Lightning for some time now, but the CW released their first look at the trailer today. In the series, our titular hero throws his mask away to become a high school principal so he can keep himself and his family safe. But when new threats start to come to his school, he's got to start throwing them bolts some more. Well, here with me to talk about this is our very own Matt Key.
Hey, Sasha.
Hey, Matt.
How are you?
I'm good. First, most important question, are you excited for this show?
I am. I mean, if
That
it's...
seemed tentative.
No, it is. I'm a little... I don't know much of, like, I'm not like a Black Lightning expert. I've read a few of the comics. I like the character, but he's not a character that I'm just like, yeah, Black Lightning.
I'm shocked because I feel like all the characters. Like, they're all your best friends.
I've read a lot, but I don't know all.
That's what you do. You nerd and you know things.
I nerd and I know things, but there are some things that I know less than other things. And this is admittedly one of them. That being said, I am still excited for the show. Like, it looks good. I'm excited that it seems to be kind of like about a family. It seems like they're doing like playing on this whole family thing, which they don't really have on the CW. Yeah, I'm excited, but there's also an element of like, CW has 4 shows. Like, I'm having a hard enough time keeping up with those, and now like they're throwing a 5th one.
I hate to say it, buddy, but I would dare say the CW has 5 shows because hashtag Riverdale, hashtag Maple Syrup Land Grab, hashtag comic stories that Berlanti be crushing.
Now, Riverdale is admittedly great.
He stole my beating heart. Thank you, Matt Key, for saying it, even if you didn't mean it.
No, but I do mean it, and I really enjoy the Archie comics. So like, it's really fun to be like, oh, Riverdale, yeah, I know that character. Yeah, there's so many shows on, and now you got the Netflix, and then you got Gotham over on Fox, which is maybe one of the worst shows I've ever seen, but God, it is so fun to watch.
Just can't stop.
Just can't stop.
Well, for people who don't know Black Lightning, like you said, you're not an expert, but
I know a little.
What can you tell us to sort of introduce us to this character so we can decide if we're excited?
So he can generate electricity and then throw it.
Cool.
I'm just kidding.
That's cool. I like a simple man.
No, so he's one of the first African-American superheroes, like major African-American superheroes. He came right after Luke Cage. This is in 1977. His name is Jefferson Pierce. I don't remember the full origin story, but like from the sound of the breakdown, it seems like they're following his year 1 story, which I think is like 2009, I want to say, where he's like a high school principal, and the 100 are there. The 100, by the way, is not referring to the other CW show.
Right.
The 100 in the comic books is the name of the gang that sort of like runs around in his neighborhood, Metropolis. And this one, they've moved it to New Orleans, which I think is great. Yeah, there they are right there.
So in Metropolis, because I was doing a very little bit of research before, there was some really cool stuff where he's linked up with Batman and Superman, and like Batman teaches him how to do hand-to-hand combat, and Superman, like, his heart stops beating because of a kryptonite overdose, and so it's Black Lightning who does the gadoosh.
Really There's
cool.
some really cool stuff that he does. You know, he can generate the force fields. He can kind of float a little bit. He does team up with Batman for a while. He's on his team. I think Batman did the Outsiders, I want to say. I know that one of his daughters, I can't remember which one, but one of his daughters was a part of that as well. And at one point, he was palling around with the JLA, I want to say like early 80s. But I'm probably way wrong.
Well, but with the show,
yeah.
We see that he's got 2 daughters, and he's sort of taken a step back from being a superhero. He wants to just be a good principal and a good dad. And to be a really good dad, he actually has to become a superhero again.
Yeah.
And then the girls kind of start their own training, and they have their own set of powers, right?
The daughters do. So I believe his oldest daughter is Anissa Pierce. I have always said Anissa, maybe it's Anissa, but I say Anissa Pierce. She goes on to become a character known as Thunder, and she has kind of a strange power where she can kind of control her body's density. So she kind of stays in, like, basically, like, she can make herself bulletproof and incredibly heavy at will.
Sweet.
But still can, like, move. Like the weight doesn't affect her musculature. She can still move and operate as a normal person would. But if she hits you, it's like all of a sudden you just got hit by a ton of bricks or something like that. And whenever she does that, she can stomp and make thunderous shockwaves, which is why they kind of call her. That's why they call her Thunder. Jennifer Pierce's younger daughter is basically her dad. Like she's like, I have a lightning power, so her daughter is Thunder. The other daughter is Lightning.
Right.
They got Thunder and Lightning coming at you.
Lightning Jr.
Lightning Jr., sure. So we got Black Lightning, then we have Lightning. And she's basically the exact same as her dad, except whereas Black Lightning is like, hey, what's up? I'm a superhero. Here I am. She shows up and like the electricity's crackling all over her,
cool.
and she's a little more intense.
Well, and also as a teenager, she also doesn't really know how to like harness the abilities yet, which is always like a cool, fun thing to watch.
So yeah, and that's probably the thing I'm the most excited about with this show is it looks like this is we've got Flash and a family, and like they have family elements to it.
Right.
And certainly the team becomes a family, you know, and the same with Arrow and the same with Legends and Supergirl. They're all like, we're families, but it's like, you're not an actual family.
Supergirl actually has her adopted sister and her adopted mother.
Sure. But what this show seems to be doing is, the superheroes are all within the family.
Yeah.
And
which is really cool.
Which I think is really cool. And it's like, it's a first generation hero. Now he's got these two daughters who are coming up. And one of the things in the comics that I always really liked was he treated them becoming superheroes like he would treat them dating boys, you know, or dating anyone. But like he was like, not until you've graduated college. And they're like, all right, Dad. And the second both of them graduate, they're like, we're superheroes. Like, they're like, we waited, Dad. You told us to wait, and we did. So I really kind of see that happening. And I think it'll be fun to see this, I guess we would call a legacy character, where he's, I'm the original Black Lightning. I'm the first one. Here are these two other heroes who happen to be my daughters coming up after me, and I have to now train them.
We talked before the show started about the possibility of crossovers, and they've said pretty much that there will not be crossovers with the show. But I have to say, when I was doing that little bit of research, I really enjoy Supergirl, and I think that Superman on Supergirl has been a great addition.
Me too.
Tyler Hoechlin, who I like to call Superdonk, because that butt in those tights is just, I mean.
Do we not have a picture of that?
How can that even fly? Oh, I've tweeted it plenty of times. I actually made a fan video that's on YouTube.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the
just
best.
Super buns. I mean, he's ridiculous. Could that be a crossover, since there is sort of
Supergirl and Black Lightning?
No, Superman and Black Lightning, because Superman is pretty underutilized on the show, and he's always
he's incredibly underutilized, and he was great. Like when that first the opening to season 2 was like such a great way to introduce Supergirl to the CW with like that shuttle is crashing and she's like, I've got to go. And Superman's like, I got to go. And they both, hey, cuz. Like, I was like, this is like the comics. Why don't the movies do this more? You know, like not to trash the movies. I enjoy the movies, but like, that's kind of the tone that Superman and Supergirl have always had. Like, this is fun. We can fly and we're super strong and we can stop a space shuttle from crashing. This is incredible fun. And they acknowledge that. So I do really like that. And I feel like I think this show is going to end up kind of existing somewhere between the grimdark of Arrow and the super sunshiny fun of Flash and Supergirl. Because you're going to have the family element. It was like, this is fun and amazing and great. But then there's grimdark fighting crime. You know? Yeah,
it seems it seems a lot more Arrow-esque. It does seem a lot darker. It seems like they're actually handling things pretty topically. And I think it's interesting that they moved it to New Orleans, because that is,
I love that.
As opposed to putting him in Metropolis, you have like a real location, you have real problems. You can create, I think, a more interesting and more dynamic show that way.
Yeah.
There was some past history with the show where it was originally on Fox and then it went to CW. I personally think Berlanti runs the hell out of a universe. They really do. They really understand like what to do with their characters, how to make fans happy. Do you think it was a mistake to start the show at Fox and now it'll actually be served better being at CW?
I think it'll do better at CW. And I think that like CBS did the best that they could with Supergirl, but I don't know that they were
demo.
Exactly.
Like they don't know what to do with that.
And what's kind of fun about that is that they were like, hey, we're going to give this a shot and we're going to try and squeeze it into our demo. And then they realized this show isn't a good fit for our demo. We're meddling with it and making it not what it should be. Take it to the CW where that demo, it's going to love it. And
thank goodness they didn't just cancel it. They did say, like, go have Second Life, go to another place where you can actually fly and be free, little birdie.
Fly, Supergirl, fly. Gotham on Fox, it's I think it's a terrible show. I'm just going to say it.
I don't
you
think
can
you're
hate me for it.
I've never watched an episode. You can hate
I
him for
watch
that.
every single episode because it's a fun show. It's terrible, but it's fun. And there's no denying that. I think that if Fox were to do Black Lightning, it would be kind of a similar case where, though, I don't know anything about the two showrunners, but they seem to have some credits to them. Like I looked them up earlier, forgot to write it all down, but I was like, oh, these guys know what they're doing. Like, all right, these people are great. So,
well, I personally think this is going to be super fun. And Cress Williams was so fantastic. He's been on like every TV show, but I remember him from Friday Night Lights, and I'm very excited to see him week after week with his daughters, teaching them how to be super awesome. This is going to be fun.
I do too.
Another crown or another gem in the Berlanti crown. It's like an infinity stone.
Oh, Berlanti's in collecting all the Infinity Stones.
They are.
And he's going to kill Marvel with it. He's going to be like, free form in your ABC Marvel shows. Ha ha!
But I will say, Riverdale for life. Well, we want to know, are you guys excited for Black Lightning? What are you looking forward to with this show? Let us know in the comments below. You can tweet us at SJ News. Make sure to like and subscribe. And of course, you can always click here for more Screen Junkies news. See you soon.